Hi, I'm McNatt with HealthyHome.Help. This video is about everything you should do to help make your indoor environmental professional visit or your mold assessment consultation the most successful it can be given the time that you have. For 72 hours prior to your inspection appointment up to the time of your inspection, you want to avoid doing any do-it-yourself home repairs, any remodeling, any painting, any construction activities in the home. We want the home to settle down into its normal ecological conditions, so we don't want to be stirring up a lot of paint particles or drywall particles or other things that could potentially interfere with environmental testing. 48 hours prior to your appointment and going forward up until the time of appointment, we want to avoid any deep cleaning. So even though you want to always put your best foot forward when you have new people in the house, your indoor environmental professional should not fall into the category of one of the people you're trying to impress by cleaning everything thoroughly before they get there. No, we want your house to actually be in a very normal state, as if no one was expected to come over, because again, we don't want to do anything to skew our results, and a deep cleaning could very well make your home look other than it normally looks under normal circumstances. Now we're down to the 24-hour period window right before the mold inspection is going to start the following day. During that time frame, we want to avoid vacuuming, dusting, or cleaning at all, really. We can put away dishes and do laundry and things like that, but we just want to avoid doing anything that's going to eliminate or minimize the dust load in the home. Also, the night before the mold inspection, we want to go through the house and turn off all air scrubbers. So if you have portable air filtration devices running in your home, go ahead and go through the home and turn them off, because we don't want them to give us a false negative or a deceptively low reading of mold in the home just because the filters are doing their job. We really want to get a good reading to see if there might be potentially a source that needs to be addressed. You can leave your HVAC system running, but all of the secondary devices or support devices, go ahead and turn those off and let those have a day of rest. Okay, and now let's get down to the few hours right before your mold assessment is going to begin, or even potentially the night before, depending on the scheduling. Keep in mind that your inspection is going to be a visual inspection, and that mold assessors cannot see through materials that are blocking their vision. So areas where we have a high risk of mold colonization or water damage, we want to make sure those areas are very accessible to the mold assessor or indoor environmental professional. So the way to do that is, first of all, sink cabinets or cabinets with plumbing in them. Make sure those cabinets are emptied out as good as possible, and that if there's any shelf liner to protect the bottom shelf of that cabinet, that shelf liner is removed so that we can see what the wood looks like underneath it. So make sure those cabinets are cleaned out. Also, access points to crawl spaces. If you have a pier and beam crawl space in your home, make sure that the closet or the area that has the access scuttle to the crawl space is cleared out so your assessor can get down into the crawl space. Same with the access to the attic, as well as storage closets and linen closets. We just want to make sure the floor of those is cleaned out enough that the assessor can get a good view of the floor, the perimeter around the base of the wall, to make sure there's been no water intrusions or other moisture problems in that closet. So just decluttering and cleaning cabinets and closets can help your assessor get better visual access to give you better results. Another important thing to remember is, let's not forget to turn off diffusers 24 hours prior to the visual inspection done by a mold assessment consultant or an indoor environmental professional, especially these diffusers that diffuse essential oils. Not saying that diffusing essential oils is bad or harmful, just saying it throws off the calibration of some of the meters that we use in order to measure an indoor environment. So if you're running a diffuser in the house and my meter goes off, I may think there's a serious problem with particle counts when, no, it's just a diffuser. So just unplug that diffuser the day before the assessment, let it rest for 24 hours. You can plug it back in as soon as the assessor has wrapped up their assessment. Another best practice to prepare for your indoor environmental assessment is to fill out the customer questionnaire that's actually available on HealthyHome.Help, the nonprofit website. You can fill out that questionnaire and it'll help remind you or spur you with questions such as, are there areas of the house where you feel worse than other areas? And if you leave the home for 2 to 3 days, do you begin to feel better? Do your symptoms subside? And do those symptoms return when you come back? It also asks about different occupants of the house, and are their symptoms similar, or are we having some differences in how people feel in the home? All of these are important clues that can be used by an indoor environmental professional or a mold assessment consultant in helping evaluate your environment to determine how much of the environment is impacting you and what can we potentially do about it. Be sure and take the opportunity to document any known history of the home as it pertains to leaks, water damages, water intrusions, overflows, pipe breaks, anything dealing with moisture or water. That's the one thing we control in order to keep mold from growing. So if you have had a water damage in your home, no matter how quickly it was dried or how it was dealt with or how long ago it was, that's still a very significant and important fact for your indoor environmental professional to know. Okay, and for our last tip to help you get ready and get the most benefit out of your mold assessment or indoor environmental professional consultation, this is a very, very important topic that happens more than you can imagine. And that is, if while you're preparing for the inspection, you do come across an area where you do see mold or you suspect that you see mold, do not clean it. Do not spray it with bleach. Do not paint it. Do not cover it up. By doing so, you're eliminating evidence that your indoor environmental professional or your mold assessment consultant can use to evaluate your indoor environment. So make sure if there is an area that you pointed out to the mold assessor, but that you do so in a way that doesn't disturb it, that we haven't scraped anything, sprayed anything, wiped anything. Just do as little cleaning as possible, especially cleaning of direct mold growth if you think you have discovered a colony. Let the assessor make the judgment call of what needs to be done there. So by following these steps, you can increase your probability of having the best outcome possible with your mold assessment consultant or indoor environmental professional.